Bueno,
Καλησπέρα. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello,
Good
everyone. Give us 2 more seconds. So we start at 1:05, 2:05 Greek time. Thank you.
I guess now you can hear me. Hi, everyone. I'm Mina Peleki from Athens Chamber of Small and Medium Industries. We are welcoming you all to our community building event. Our project, EcoFashionEU, wishes to bring together stakeholders from all over Europe in terms of sustainable fashion and textiles, creating a network of people engaged in the development of innovative solutions. We wish to send you as well the warm greetings of our Vice President, Mr. Evangelos Rinas, who will not be able to join us. And well, we're welcoming you, and I'm giving the floor to Ms. Diana Manesi, who is going to coordinate this event.
Yes, hello from my part. We would like to thank you for joining us at the third community building event, EcoFashion Meets Worth Partnership Projects, Sustainable Futures and Creative Solutions, the third community building event of the program EcoFashionEU. Before presenting our program, I would like to start by setting the tone with some data which might be known to our participants and attendees, but it is always important to remind us why we are here today. According to data provided by the World Bank, 2019, the fashion sector is crucial for economic development because it is worth $2.4 billion globally and employs 75 million people directly across its value chain. After the automobile and technology sectors, it is the third largest manufacturing sector globally. Some interesting data presented by the UN Environmental Programme alongside with the Ellen MacArthur Foundation paints a very gloomy picture of the imprint fashion has environmentally. More specifically, the fashion business utilizes 93 billion cubic meters of water every year. Fabric dyeing and treatment accounts for about 20% of global wastewater and 87% of the total fiber input used in clothes is burnt or thrown away in landfills. Moreover, according to the same sources, every year 500,000 tons of plastic microfibers amounting to 50 billion plastic bottles end up in the ocean. It is important at this point to underline that microfiber and microplastics, which can be found in synthetic textiles, are impossible to remove from the oceans and inevitably end up spreading throughout the food chain. This is why the textiles industry is considered the second most pollutant industry after oil. In addition, the trend of fast fashion, which encourages people to consume fashion more and frequently, along with the ongoing adoption of linear production models, further augments the adverse environmental impact of the textile and fashion industry. In this context, sustainable development gradually became a standard plan for peace and prosperity for people and the planet now and in the future, set forth by the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which was developed by all United Nations member states and agreed to in 2015. The Sustainable Development Goals are an urgent call to action for all developed and developing countries in relation to global cooperation. According to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, the fashion industry is considered the second most polluting industry in the world. It accounts for 10% of global carbon emissions due to the energy used in production, manufacturing, and transportation. As already mentioned, the factors that strongly affect the environment in the fashion industry are the textile materials, the fabric dyeing industry, and the rapid development of fast fashion. Coming now to the project EcoFashionEU, promoting the sustainability of small and medium textile and fashion manufacturers, we wish to underline that its general aim is to support small and medium-sized enterprises in the textile and fashion industry to adopt sustainable and circular practices in accordance with the EU strategy for sustainable and circular textiles. The program has entered now its third phase, which is community building and dissemination events. To give a general overview of the program, we wish to outline some of the previous completed phases that include firstly, an evaluation report of business models of sustainability in fashion small and medium enterprises, including footwear and accessories based in
Sì,
Greece.
ciao, buongiorno, sono Claudio di Marangoni. Avevo chiesto... Pronto, mi senti?
Sorry, if you can mute your microphone because, sorry. The program has, as I said, the program has entered its third phase. So we have an evaluation report of business models of sustainability in fashion, small and medium-sized enterprises, including footwear and accessories based in Greece. The report identifies and records best practices of various fashion industries for their operating models, while also looking at the various sustainability issues of fashion businesses. The criteria for these practices were aligned with the principles of corporate social responsibility, responsible entrepreneurship, and sustainable development. Second, we developed a toolkit on textile and fashion sustainability for trainers in civil society organizations and NGOs, aiming to spread valuable knowledge on sustainability in the textile and fashion sector. Thirdly, we have a policy recommendation report following the completion of policy workshops with relevant stakeholders, including local authorities, representatives of EU institutions, NGOs, small and medium-sized businesses, and consumer representatives. Fourthly, the development of EcoFashionEU tool, a tool adapted for the fashion sector and for small and medium-sized enterprises. EcoFashionEU tool is a self-assessment tool examining all sustainability aspects regarding a business's operations vis-à-vis both its external and internal environment, with the aim to serve as a guide for small and medium-sized enterprises on fashion sustainability. And finally, but not the last, we completed a training program on sustainable fashion with the participation of more than 30 small and medium-sized enterprises. All the above actions were developed in close consultation with the support of our 4 fashion brands and members of the EcoFashion team, Christiana Vardakou, Pepper Valley, Athenea Karamichalis, A Place to Dress Strangers by Margarita Gali. Throughout this journey, other fashion brands, industries, and organizations have joined and shared their knowledge, input, and challenges regarding textile and fashion sustainability. In addition, as a member of the consortium, CSR Hellas has contributed enormously in the preparation and completion of the above steps. Some of the problems we located seem to be connected with a widespread sense of fragmentation, segmentation, and lack of access to verified information when it comes to sustainability in the fashion and textile industry. There is a need for the creation of a multifaceted, transnational eco-community in the fashion industry that will provide solutions from supply or demand, will share knowledge and information, will support and empower people working in sustainable fashion, will offer solutions that can impact sustainability goals in the fashion industry, will connect to consumers, assess their needs, and raise awareness on sustainability with the aim to shift consumer habits. To this direction, we decided to bring together EcoFashion and Worth partnership projects with the aim to create sustainable bridges, or else bridges of sustainability within the EU. All the participants and attendees to today's event are undertaking a range of actions to support the move to a more circular economy, covering the cycle from production and consumption to waste management and the market for secondary raw materials. So before giving the floor to our participants, I would like to thank all of you again for responding to my emails and accepting our invitation, and welcome you here today. So based on the agenda I have emailed to all of you, we will start with BioWoolness, which is a Worth partnership project by Pinko Polino, based in Hungary, and Vienna, a textile lab based in Austria, which focuses on the application of novel microbial dyes on responsibly sourced wool and the creation of a modular and adaptable garment design, which is gender neutral in order to increase its usability throughout its life. So the floor is now to BioWoolness, and I'm very happy to meet you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your invitation. My name is Karin Fleck, and Anna, are you here?
Exactly, here I am. I'm Anna Kutram from Budapest.
Yeah, we have some presentation to share, but content sharing is unavailable. Maybe you can allow us to.
Yes, give us a sec. I'll make you presenter. So now you will be able to share.
Okay, now we have the power. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to share. I don't know if you can see anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in a second. Until that, yeah, maybe
yes,
I can just share that our story goes already back for a few years. Vienna Textile Lab was active in Vienna already when I was also active in Budapest with my studio. And I visited Karin and her team like several years before. And when we had the opportunity, so Worth partnership project was really a step to start working together. I'm still not seeing the screen, so that's why I'm sharing this personal story before. And actually, when we saw the opportunity, the second call, we decided to apply together. And in that moment, it was pretty easy to decide that we wanna involve all natural materials in a circular model, in a new circular model. And in that case, our project is based on using local or regional wool and the microbial dye techniques, what Karin can already describe. And now we see the presentation.
Yes. Okay, so I had to do a bit of extra fiddling. So yes, it was so great. Like when we went last year with Anna to the ITMA, where we saw a lot of inspiration, and at the time it was already pending, I think, our application for Worth partnership, and it helped us also really to understand the market that we're facing. But let's dive into, I'm trying to move the slides forward. So the Vienna Textile Lab is a biotech fashion tech company. We were founded in 2021. We focus on research and development and, of course, production of microbial dyes that should eventually replace synthetic dyes in the textile industry, dyes and pigments. It's both. It's like soluble and insoluble kind of materials that dye textiles. We use So bacteria and fungi, so these are type of microorganisms, they have been known to produce colors for a long time, ever since microbiology basically was invented or discovered. And that's also like how they found the first microorganism, because somehow the polenta was red, and that's not a typical color of polenta. And but from an industrial point of view, that was never exploited. So until recently, and biotechnology has done quite a few steps towards becoming more and more attainable in pricing. And this is where our technology comes in, because what biotechnology has been used so far was, medication, because there's quite a cost to medication. And slowly, the prices of manufacturing go down, and you're entering an area where you can, for instance, cover something like fine chemicals, where dyes and pigments belong to. We are situated in Vienna, actually in the heart of Vienna, in the 3rd district. You can see some of our samples. This is one of the first colors we ever used. This is like one of the first Petri dishes we ever did. And you can see how dark our colors can be. We work with an artist here locally in Austria together. He has been collecting microorganisms, not only in Austria, but throughout of Europe. And collected them only for his own arts, because he works with microorganisms on paper. And we work with him together and see if these colors also do work on textiles. So a lot of the colors that you see, they're actually provided by this artist. And then we met Pink Bonilla, and I think you should need to take over now.
So as you see, we are like let's say a big colorful team. And we work with project-based. We are a project-based team, and we work since 2017. And the first idea of mine to make a studio only working for sustainable fashion was like from 2015. So it's a long story. Back then in Hungary, people didn't even know what does it mean making zero waste patterns. So, however, making clothes, it's not so innovative for the first look as, for example, Karin's work, but the process can be very innovative. And what we focus on is making everything sustainable and change sustainable practices. And we do it with fashion design and production. This is one thing. The other thing is we do a lot of art and design collaborations. So we try to implement our ideas also on stage and influence people on a better level or a different level, and with emotions as well. And the third one is research and education. And actually this project now, I think to be honest, it's really on all of our, it's really reaching all of our practices, but I would say it's really, we focus on making more sustainable fashion design and production. And of course, it's based on research, and we make a lot of development here. So shortly, normally we do clothes.
So we thought always that was a good idea, that we put our visions together. It is not easy when you are in the field of bio-based materials or natural materials. Bio-woolness was born out of these two components. First of all, by replacing synthetic dyes, so moving away from fossil-based materials, like giving an alternative, but also on the other side, what the intro speaker has mentioned is that the fiber issue. And then you start thinking, okay, but there are natural fibers that we have been using for so long. And wool came really to our mind, and it is a totally underutilized kind of fiber. It's a natural fiber, it's available. And we wanted to learn about what's the matter with wool? Why isn't the wool market growing? Why don't we use it for other applications? And so that the idea was basically to combine a natural fiber that was already there, that was a bit forgotten. And on the other hand, or it's not forgotten, I mean, we use still wool on a daily basis, but what I mean is like it could be more. And on the other hand, to have the microbial dyes that are new, but they're still natural dyes, and sort of this combination was something we wanted to look into, and also, of course, Anna, from your perspective, the design perspective of designing gender neutral clothes.
Yeah, actually, what we saw that there are lots of during the research that there are lots of possibilities to use use wool in a different way and somehow more in a contemporary way. And then I ended up with this gender neutral design idea. And on the other hand, during my last year research, mostly focusing on wool, using natural materials, and also focusing on innovative and sustainable textile colors. This is my research focus when I'm not actually making clothes. Is that even though we have the wool as a beautiful natural material, which could be really long lasting and a very good base for circular design, only of course if it's a fair production. It's really important to say because we found a lot of problem in the system. And in that case, what we do now, and this is really leading to Karin's work, and she can take over from here, is mostly the wool right now is dyed with synthetic dyes. And this is for me, for example, not a good solution. However, we have a natural material and then synthetic dyes comes into the picture, even though if it's good certificated or however, not so bad. But I was looking for a better solution.
Yeah, we also work with companies. So what I did forget to mention is Vienna Textile Lab is a startup that works with big, large fashion companies, textile mills, and so on. And one of them came towards us and said, yeah, we do have wool, but we dye it with synthetic dyes, and that makes it less biodegradable. And it was one of the issues where this is not just about the dye baths and how the pollution of the environment is. To really close the circle and make a circular economy is to be able to either decompose the material or to reuse it further on later. Yes, so I'm a bit struggling with the with the pages now. So yeah, we are both. We have been throwing this together. You can see a little bit how microorganisms look like when they make color here. So we have been employing several colors in this project. We try to combine this, of course, like the wool is not always simple to dye, even so natural colors normally work very well on wool. We have been using, I don't know, probably we tried 5 to 10 different colors on wool. We will be showing that also in our prototype that we develop for the Worth Partnership project. And we also received, Anna was sourcing quite a lot of material. I think this we can jump into the next slide. So we also tried it on different types of wool to see how the color adheres to it, that we learn how this works together, develop the recipes for dyeing, because you might think it's similar to natural dyeing, but it's not. So there's different ways you can do that. So it is a new type of dyeing. It's a new type of pigments that we're using in order to dye the wool.
Yeah, and I can say that this project, and maybe it's on the next slide, it's really reflecting on many levels for circular economy. So we are really testing how we can change the steps regarding the usual production as we do. How we are now, we are preparing the prototypes. I would say this is like some concept looks. I'm not able to share final pictures with you yet, but we are preparing some concept looks and an installation for the Milan Design Week in April. And at some point, we would be also happy if you can join, and any of you, if you're interested to visit us there and meet us. I will be there for the whole week, most probably. And some members of the Vienna Textile Lab will be also there. We are happy to receive your emails, or on LinkedIn, you can also write us.
It was, so coming back a bit to the project. So when we started, we also were discovering a bit the wool market. Remember, Anna, that what is the issue with wool? Like wool prices are down. There's a different geography about softness of wool. I remember, Anna, you had really struggles to find soft wool that you wanted to incorporate in this project. We learned a lot in this process. So the WORS partnership also helped us to dive deeper, not only just check if wool works with microbial colors, but it really allowed us to deep dive into the issues of the industry and understand, wool farmers in Europe are giving up. They cannot compete. They throw out the wool and they can't even decompose it on their fields because it's not allowed to. And so it allowed us to understand a bit deeper what is the issue. We might not be able to solve this with a WORS partnership project, but the thing is, it was extremely helpful also to understand what is sustainable, what is inclusive in that area, and how we can use our project to highlight this. So
maybe what is sorry.
Go ahead.
What is important also to mention at this point that you see also that we describe what is the meaning for us at the partnership level and also on the individual level here, so you can read through. But what I would add that we think about this project as a long-term partnership. So WORS is our first step, our first possibility to work together for 10 months, but we already have some visions for making it further. And we would like to also somehow, it's basically not just, it's not nice to say because I'm really into clothes, but it's not just about making a prototype and the possible clothes so for example, showcase in the market, but we also would like to develop a kind of a partnership or a project where other designers and other companies can also join. So basically, it's somehow a service we would like to open up here. So besides the Milan Design Week visit, it's also important for us to mention that we would like to cooperate with you or with others in the future as well.
I mean, we are probably the first company.
I'll have to interrupt you here or ask you to wrap up because we're speeding a little bit with the time. So if you could wrap up, that would be great.
Yeah, so I'm moving along. So yes, as you understand, so this is all about circular economy. It's transition towards a different type of production, a unique and disruptive design approach, innovative materials, bio-based materials. We also support the European market specifically because we're looking for locally sourced materials. Also, of course, efficient energy use and reduction of the carbon footprint. And you can see some of the materials that we will be highlighting here. So this is one of the felts. This is the visit of Anna in our office in Vienna. And we're looking forward to display our prototype. Anna, I think we're still making it, so it's still in progress, but it's going to be quite a nice piece. Maybe you can a bit describe what people can expect so they can at least imagine that.
Yeah, so just using the last moments. So we will exhibit a whole look with a trouser, an oversized knitted, hand knitted shirt, and a coat. I would say also gender neutral coat. So yes.
Great. Thank you for pressuring with the time, but I'll be the bad coordinator here. So thank you very much for the presentation. It was very nice also to present your challenge with dyeing wool and the use of biogenic dyes, and your challenge and experimentation with the pigment and color on wool, and also your note about wool farmers that are throwing away out the wool. That is also something that we've also come across here with wool farmers in Greece. We have the same problem. So that's something that we should probably discuss later on or in the future. So I'll give the floor now to Pepper Valley, which is an EcoFashion team member. It's a brand that produces textiles and knitwear for fashion and accessory applications, innovative fabrics using raw materials from plant fibers like pineapple or other raw materials like silver and conductive yarns, functional and sportswear design, and smart textile research for lifestyle, sports, and health applications. So I'll give the floor to Pepper Valley. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I believe you hear me. I will share also a small presentation. It says, Diana, I can't share.
I just made you presenter, so it should be fine.
It delays a little bit. Do you see my screen now?
Yes, but we are not seeing yet the slides, the presentations. We're seeing. Yes, now it's on.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Aliki Goritsa, and I am the co-founder of Pepper Valley. That is a proud team member of EcoFashionEU. Just a few things to know each other better. I have made my basic study here in Athens, in Greece, for 4 years in textile engineering, and my master study for 2 years in Reutlingen University in Germany. And I have a Master of Science in Textile Engineering and Innovation. Since 2004, that I have ended up my first study since now. I am working in the textile and fashion business. And what I found out is that there's a big gap between the creative part of the sector, meaning the fashion and textile designers, and the production part. And also a big gap between the production and consumers, the wearers. So this is a big problem of the industry. How you bring together all these involved parts of the industry and also with the consumers. So having this in mind, we have begin the Pepper Valley, and with the goal to bring this artistic part of the industry with the production, with the craftsmanship, also with the technology, because there is also science inside textiles, and also to understand the final wearers, the consumers, what they need, what they lack. This was, of course, very challenging, because it is, I can say it is much easier to change the wearer's opinion concerning sustainability and all these we are discussing, rather than the industry. How you change the industry and the work and the way they work, the system. This was very, very challenging, and until now we are trying to merge this innovative way of having a business. Pepper Valley is a conceptualized textile design studio and workshop based in Athens, Greece since 2011. We offer creative design and scientific engineering of textile-based and sustainable concepts and bespoke production. So we offer a research and development textile concept services, as also products such as mainly fabrics and garments, and also smart and e-textiles, homeware, and accessories. Here, inside video. I should click it earlier. We're using mainly flat knitting technology, and we own and operate the machines ourselves. I will present today two concept cases. The one is Fillmore Knitwear project, where we began in the first edition of Worth project in 2018, in collaboration with a Spanish company that made electronics and programming. And we have made the idea behind was to make a smart cloth and with integrated electronic features. So we ended up after some years until now that it is the third edition with a smart sweater that has sustainable features. It is mainly made from wool. It has a seamless integration of sensors. So we converted some part of the electronics to textiles. The same, the fabric itself is a part of the sensor. And all this data from the wearer are wirelessly transmitted via an application. And by using artificial intelligence, you can have some input yourself or directly to a doctor for your health condition regarding the cardiovascular status. So this ended up to 2 patents and the know-how for the integration of smart and e-textile features to the fabric initially and then to the garment. The application use cases under a co-development basis, of course, can be sports and lifestyle, for example, outdoor people doing outdoors where they have to control their heart rate during difficult situations, and also healthcare and wellness. For example, it is suitable for people that are having problems with apnea or atrial fibrillation, where they can directly, the cloth can send directly to the doctor some information, and then the doctor on time speak with the patient or the wearer, because maybe he doesn't know at this point that he suffers from such kind of illness, to have a on time signal because the problem with the heart problems is that you cannot diagnose early. So this, according to the doctors we have collaborated, is very important to have some data in this case. Another concept case is in collaboration with Sudvole Group, that they are yarn suppliers of natural yarns, mainly wool. Interesting that I learned today about this dyeing stuff in wool, where we have made an experimentation with yarns and fabric structures using ethical sourced wool, organic cotton, and some recycled yarns certified by Global Recycle Standard, where we create a stylish and sustainable denim fabrics and garments with eco-friendly raw materials and manufacturing processes, because in this case we used natural materials, but also sustainable manufacturing processes. Because as you all know, we all love wool and denim, denim fabric and jeans, but the problem is the finishing in the jeans. They use a lot of water and chemicals in order to achieve this special effect. In this case, we have made the fabric to look like a normal, if we can say, denim or jeans fabric and garment, but with making directly this effect with the manufacturing process. The sale model of this concept is private label fabric production, co-branding garments collections, co-partnering with cross-sectoral businesses and designers for co-development ideas to increase the impact of sustainable denim alternatives, and our denim collection that we're going to launch for next winter with a genderless, seasonless approach, sleek aesthetics, where we can sell directly to boutiques and eco e-shops. Finally, we are very honored that Euronews and Business Planet, they dedicated a broadcast for us and our innovations and work. So I put here the video, a part of the video.
I went to a harness near Athens to meet Aliki Goritsa and Spiros Fragos, both textile engineers. They're passionate about fabric and clothes, founded Pepper Valley in 2011. Hello and welcome to Business Planet. This Greek textiles company uses traditional natural materials combined with cutting-edge technology to create smart clothing. Let's find out more.
So it is a part. If you want to find out more, here are our site and the link to the whole broadcast and the article dedicated to us. We are very honored, Andrea Bolito and Lionel Laval, that made this broadcast for us. So thank you very much. And if you have further inquiries or questions, you can see my name and mail and the company data. So feel free, and happy to be part of this event and this project. Diana, Mrs. Manesi.
Yeah, sorry, I had the mute button and I didn't realize it. Thank you very much for the presentation and for presenting two of your important works, the integration of integration of sensors and converting electronics to textiles, and the use of yarn and the difficulties you're facing with denim fabrics. I should say that with the completion of this community building event, if you all consent, we can all share our contact information for any future collaborations. So you won't, so you'll be able to explore and learn about each other more. So since Aliki, you mentioned the yarn, now we're turning to Yarn to Yarn, which is a worth partnership project by Italy and Germany, introducing a novel approach specifically applicable to knitwear products, a lot of knitwear discussion in the first part, with the aim to reintegrate those materials excluded from the recycling chain, such as coarse spun yarns and blends. So give the floor to Yarn to Yarn.
Hello. Hi. Hi. Good morning. Can you please allow me to share, because I'm the one who's going to share the screen,
Okay.
please?
Christina, wait a second. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Now you should be able to.
Yep. Okay.
So we can start, right? Hello, everybody. My name is Brenda Cecchi. I'm the co-founder and owner of Pataphysic brand, which is a knitwear brand existing since the middle of the 90s. And yeah, it's have been always a sustainable brand in terms of production, luxury knitwear made in Italy. And in the last year, I was more focused on using stock yarns, so upcycling yarns, and then I was interested to turn also into circular economy. And that's why I applied with my partners to EcoFashionEU brands, and then after to Worth. I present also my partners. So Cristina Bellandi is a knit engineer, specifically for Shinoseki knitting machines. And she has her own lab in Prato, which is in Tuscany, Italy. And then we have Claudio, who's our business marketing and communication partner. Okay. So slide on.
Yeah, sorry.
Christina.
Sorry.
So it's okay. So as I was saying, I'm based in Berlin right now, by actually Pataphysic was founded in Tuscany again. So we are very connected to the district of Prato, textile district of Prato, where we have a big tradition of recycling and taking, transforming the materials into regenerated yarns and fabrics. So starting from this kind of environment where, sustainability and recycling is kind of a tradition, we developed an idea of how to implement a new method, skipping the sorting and not so much the sorting, but especially the shredding process of the regenerated fabric, because it's a very good process, of course, but it involves, of course, water and energy consumption. So we implement a new method that is how to recover the yarn in its entire shape and fibers as well. So it's quite a simple concept, but very complex in the pipeline, the supply chain. Of course, it's about a circular economy, so it's about how, then to recollect the post-consumer garments and then to how to recover this. So experimenting the process. Can go on, Christina?
Yeah. So the first phase of the project, let's say, was pure experimentation on various samples of yarns of different composition and type, in order to acquire empirical data to the material after using the knitwear item. So all the samples were then subjected to the yarn-to-yarn process, the way that we could have a comparison and further data on which were the most suitable types and the most suitable fibers. The second phase was to recover a pataphysic garment from 2006, I think, that was kindly provided by a loyal customer of the brand. And then we subjected it to the recovery process. The garment obtained was then compared with an identical one made with a new yarn, the way to verify the differences. And then the final phase was to design and produce a capsule collection of the Pataphysic brand, made with selected fiber that we selected after our study, of course, and made suitable for recovery by respecting, of course, all the parameters imposed by our protocol. So throughout the creation and the production phase of these capsule collections, all the studies necessary were carried out for the right pattern making, for the right method to assemble, for the assembly of the garment, and above all, we made forecast hypotheses on the subsequent recovery phase regarding times and costs. So about what happens, what is going on now, basically, let's say that encouraged by the positive data collected, even if, of course, with some difficulties and many defeats, I would say, we applied for the grant offered by Worth because we wanted to continue our research and experimentation, because we realized that the fields of application and possibilities were actually wider and possible for a larger scales than the one for a niche brand like the one of Pataphysic. And plus, we can say that we found also a little bit of resistance from the Pataphysic clients to give up their garments. So we started an experimenting phase on basic garments. The way that we had sound like more standard basis, standard data to make comparison. So also what is going on now is also that we are verifying the data we expected regarding timing and costs of the entire process on the Pataphysic collection, because basically the capsule collection was entrusted to customers that has been wearing them. And now we are recollecting the items and proceeding to make the protocol on them and to test if what we thought at the beginnings, if our forecasts were right. And also at the same time, we are testing the same protocol on other garments that we are recovering from secondhand markets, to verify if our improvements made in the design, construction, and in all the supply chain phases are correct and what are the advantages. Claudio, sì? Claudio?
Claudio, sei muto. Sei muto.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
That's weird. Sorry.
Looks like Claudio is having a little bit of problem with his microphone or something. So, Brenda, what do you think? Should we wrap up?
Yeah,
No?
we
So-
can wrap up. Yeah, sure.
So
I think,
basically,
yeah,
once the experimentation is concluded, we will have, let's say, all the necessary data to be able to define times, costs, and etc. And basically we are defining more and more subtly the range of the partners we want to work with, figuring out all the obstacles. So basically we are preparing everything to get ready to enter the market with brand partnerships. I mean, from many other point of view, from brand partnerships, brand validation also, but also as all of us come from education background as well, not only working in the fashion industry as consultant in the sector, but also as professors in fashion universities. We are really thinking about starting also on the education side. That is quite important to have a better sustainable approach to the subject itself. So thank you for following and for watching.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for like a presentation that included all the different phases, from research and experimentation with yarns to also branding and the last bit on education. So I'm sure like many members of the EcoFashion community will be very interesting, found your presentation very interesting and the whole project. So now we'll be turning to Navpactus Yarn Textiles, which we consider a member of the EcoFashion community. It's a cotton gaining industry which is active in Greece since 1964. And its representative will present a new project they are working on, which is called regenerative agriculture and cotton cultivation. So I think it's Mr. Kitras. So yeah, the floor
Thank you.
is yours.
Thank you. Diana, can I have access for sharing of my presentation?
Yes, I just made you presenter.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you see it right now, the presentation?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thank you. Well, my name is George Kitras. I'm representing Navpactus Textile Industry SA in Greece. As you told, we are founded back in 1964, and we are actually a Greek company that has to do with three pillars. We have the sustainable cotton cultivation, ginning and spinning, agricultural products, and the renewable energy sources. As you can understand, we are a vertically integrated and management company, something that helps us a lot to have a total overview regarding the cotton cultivation and process. In general, as you may know, though Greece is a quite and relatively small country, Greece accounts for the 80% of European production in cotton, while the rest 20 belongs to Spain. So, though we are a small country, we have a rich tradition regarding cotton cultivation. This is the map of Greece, more or less, and I'm showing you the network of enterprises that we have because they are all related to one to another, so that they give us a total overview, as I told you, from the day one that we are sowing the fields, the cotton, with our farmers, the cooperating units that we have and groups of farmers, up to the spinning. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a very innovative project. We were selected through the Chargeur Luxury Fibers. Perhaps you may already know this company. It's a French one and deals with providing luxury brands mainly with merino wool, and they are now expanding in cotton. What they want to do is to actually give to the global fashion supply chains some solutions from far to brand, totally sustainable. As I told you, they have tradition in traceable wool, and they chose our company in Greece, which is actually the most important for us as a country, not as a company that much, because we're given the opportunity to showcase and present our activities internationally. we all know that in fashion industry, 65% of cotton fibers are used, and they are found in the wardrobes that we all use every day. As I told you, we produce the finest quality cotton, not just because we say so, because we use farming practices and national and international sustainability protocols, and that gives us the opportunity actually to keep an eye from growing and cultivation up to the processing. So we are ensuring a farm-to-fiber cycle which is complicit with all the EU labor standards and environmental conservation rights, something that is actually what the brands are looking right now. We keep receiving every day, and you all, I suppose, read on articles every day that the number one question right now is the tangible sustainability, the one that can be proved and traced. And since the raw material is actually the beginning of sustainability, that's why we have invested so much in these protocols. So, what is actually the regenerative agriculture? You may have perhaps heard of that term quite frequently right now, because the first and most important thing to do is to understand the 6 core principles of this practice, understand the context of our farm operation in regenerative. The project targets to minimize soil disturbance, which is quite frequent in all the cultivations, maximize the crop diversity, which means to support our farmers to alternatively cultivate and other things other than cotton, keep the soil covered, very, very important for nutrition substances, maintain living root year-round, and also integrate the livestock in the production of cotton by leaving the animals to get their feed from the farms. So the goal of the program is actually practical. Nativa project aims to achieve a 20% increase of organic materials. These are the natural nutrients in the soil through regenerative agriculture practices, and that goes together, of course, with a 25% reduction in pesticides, with the eventual goal of zero pesticides and the effective eradication. In tillage. Tillage actually is the preparation of the land, which sometimes is actually very excessive. And after the repetitive use of farming and cotton cultivation, this may end up to erosion of the surface. And also, due to that incident, it can also release more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. The first crop we aim to have in these photos on the left, you may see yesterday we had the first introductory lessons to the group of our farmers in the fields. The first crop of Nativa cotton will take place in Pyrgos in Peloponnese, and we aim to have our first harvest here in Greece between October and November 2024. All this project is also coordinated and supported by Greek companies, something which is very important for us, which is Novacert, which is our agronomist consultants, and Cosmocert, which is going to be the third-party auditor in this Greek firm. The regen cotton crop also incorporates something very important, which is a blockchain technology, and that records transaction in a digital tamper-proof and decentralized database. And that practice actually enhances transparency and traceability in all the journey of the fiber from the land when it ends up to our clothes. So this is it from my part. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation and for the new project you're working. As I said, we will exchange emails and contact information. So I hope that will be valuable. So the next presenter is going to be Christiana Vardaku, which is an EcoFashion team member also. It is a brand producing items from handmade fabrics using exclusively organic plant fibers like silk, cotton, and linen, and natural dyes derived from flowers, tree fruits, and agricultural products. I'm sure Christiana found the BioWoolness presentation on biogenetic dyes for wool very relevant. So Christiana, the floor for you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm going to share the presentation, if it's possible. Can you see the presentation? No. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see the presentation yet. So.
Okay. Someone now I can see it.
Lovely.
It says I'm not allowed.
That's weird because we've made you presenter here, so it says presenter next to your name. So normally you should be able to. Let's try the co-host thing. Maybe now that you're also co-host and presenter. Μήπως ήταν το βίντεο.
No, we can't display. It says I'm not allowed permission.
Okay, give us just a second so we call somebody to check it out. Just give us a few minutes.
Or I can send you the presentation if you want. Maybe.
Christiana, maybe we could try if somebody else is able to present until the technical assistant comes to check out. So let's see if the next person is able to present and we'll come back to you. Is that okay with you?
Yes, no problem.
Okay, thank you. So let's try with the next presenter, which is going to be Cover, the Heritage Project, which is a world partnership project by Cover Germany and Matex Czechia, aiming to develop a series of sweaters using the whole garment technique to produce zero waste clothing. Christine, I think? Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to
I've
meet
also
you.
made you presenter, so let's check if you can do it.
Okay, I try. Yes. I think it works. Ah! Does it work?
Yes, yes, we can see your presentation, so that's
Okay,
fine.
great. So, hi, I'm Christine. I'm presenting to you cover. It's also about knitting. So, there's a lot of knitting projects here. So the initial idea is to reduce the waste already during the production process, because more or less 25% of the waste of material goes to waste already during production process. So we're looking at this issue. And I'm Christine, and I'm the owner of the label Cover. So you pronounce it like to cover, and it's about it's all around textiles, because they cover our skin and our bed and our surroundings every day. So I have different lines and different collections going on, and within this Worth project, we focus on the Heritage project, which is about knitting, like traditional knitting patterns from Bavaria or Central Europe, and so they have a special optical aesthetics, but also a cultural heritage associated to them. And we want to reinterpret them with the zero waste knitting technique, so to save the waste during production already. And I work together with Matex Line. It's a micro knitting factory in Czech Republic. So we have been working on many projects together already. And Mr. Matuska is a knitwear specialist and also the production owner. And we work with Shima Cycle machines. So yes, so the project is about these knitting patterns that you can see there in the background. So we have a large variety of cable patterns and also structures that we have in big books, and they have really beautiful aesthetics. So we want to reinterpret them in a certain way. And there's also the story that in former times the knitters knitted by hand those sweaters, and they were always individually composed for the wearer. So also this is a concept that we want to take into consideration within the production. So our concept and experimentations are first find new, like to reinterpret those patterns in new aesthetics, like modern aesthetics, but also keep the thought of like having the three-dimensional structures and also knitting to shape, and later also maybe knitting to whole garment. But this is the phase where we're not in yet. We're at the moment creating a concept of knit and play. So we want to reinterpret this concept of like composing the individual sweater by making like having different parts that you can put together yourself. So at the moment we're working on 2D knitting, so fully fashion, for reducing the waste, and the next step will be the 3D knitting in the whole garment. But this is more complicated since we have to work on the structures also, that they will be able to be programmed on 3D knitting. So yeah, the innovation and the added value within the project is the reinvention of craftsmanship by mixing the Bavarian patterns and the knit and the individual garment. The innovation is that we will knit like without producing waste and creating new aesthetics, and to save the craftsmanship and the traditional patterns. We work with local yarn manufacturers from Austria and also Bavaria, and we take the heritage patterns that they were collected by a Bavarian woman that is called Lise van Dijl, and she collected them in 3 books. So the expected outcome with Worth is that we have prototypes of the knitting structure and a prototype of the modular sweater in 2D, so that we can later on translate it to whole garment possibilities. That means also that our partnership will be going on afterwards as well. And so at the moment we decided on 4 structures that you can see on the left that we programmed, and we will take it and then on the right side, you can see that we will have a four-panel sweater that you can combine as you like. And at the moment, we're also testing another layer of dimension, the jacquard. So we want to combine the structures with jacquard, which is technically a challenge because we want to place the structures within the jacquard droids, let's say. So we want to add another level of design, like another design level. And yeah, that's the state of the art. So the customer, or it's maybe not even a customer, but we as a brand, we can like knit and play with the different panels, as you see on the right. So we will have different panels with structures and designs, and we can combine them. So like that, we are also more flexible with the designing. So we avoid overproduction. So we don't have to produce like 40 sweaters in each size, but we can only work with the panels. So we can change one panel and have a new design right away. And that's the state of the art. And we will be having the prototypes in 2 weeks. So in Milan, we will also present the first prototypes with the ready-made structures and designs. Yes, so this is the journey of cover. It was quick, but maybe if you have more questions, so I can go into more details. But yeah.
Thank you very much, Christine. And I enjoyed a lot the presentation of you trying to combine the aesthetics of the past in the present. And I'm sure because we already did one community building event with crafters in Greece that use like looming.
Yes.
So there's also one of them attending this event, Elisabeth Rodopoulou. She's a weaver. So I think it's she's also trying to do partly the same thing to bring the craftsmanship and the aesthetics of the past and the weaving and the looming in present designs. So I find it very interesting also as an approach and very kind of like anthropologically speaking, embracing parts of the past in that sense as part of like the history of the garment also and of textiles and weaving, etc. Anyway, sorry. Thank you very much, and I hope we'll have some time maybe to discuss or else exchange contact info. We'll come back to Christiana Vardaku if she's able to do it now. Christiana, are you with us? Christiana, are you there? Oh, yeah. Let me try again to make you presenter because I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Are you able now because you're presenter?
No.
No?
No, I sent it to Mina. I don't know if maybe you can.
Okay. Mina is not here right now. Okay.
No.
So you send it via email, so she'll receive it.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll do it like that. Once we're able to access the presentation, we'll come to you and we'll upload it. We'll do the presentation, okay? But
Okay.
just maybe because Mina is not right now here, she's trying to solve the issue. So maybe we could continue with COS, Conscious Shopping Made Easy.
Yes, I'm here.
So yes, it's a worth project by Germany, a platform actually uniting retailers and cities through a commons principle, where retailers pay memberships for the sustainability screening of their brands. Kosh has a brand and shop index, which independently analyzes supply chains for ethics, sustainability, and circular economy. To be honest, I'm sure your project is very appealing to many of the attendees and participants that want to the issue of how to access consumers, basically. So the floor is on to you, and thank you very much for being here, Louise, today. Let me make you presenter.
Yep. Let me know if you see it.
Yes, we can see your presentation. That's fine.
Okay, great. Okay, so Kosh is basically it's a Belgium platform. It started in 2019. Since then, it conquered Netherlands, Spain, and since last summer also Germany. The founder, Niki de Schrijver, has a background in fashion management, supply chain management, e-commerce, marketing. She basically combined all her knowledge in this platform. The basic or the most important work for her was the brand Honest Buy that she created for the designer Bruno Peters in 2010, which was a 100% transparent fashion brand. The prices were 100% transparent. You could trace every fiber back to the field. Like, it was revolutionary back in the days. So this all comes with a background. Of course, we all know how polluting and slavery driven the industry is. And Kosh, we are here to make a change with, like, all of you. The studies say that 67% of consumers in Western Europe already would make more conscious shopping decisions, but they are confused. They don't know how. So also small retailers, small brands are always overshadowed by the false greenwashing campaigns of big brands, big retailers that have a bigger budget and anyway, better lawyers and stuff like that. So the other part is also that cities do need to go green. They do need to fulfill the goals. Yeah, it's pretty soon. And the problem there is that they don't have the know-how and they don't have the technology. And this is where Kosh comes in. Kosh makes conscious shopping easier for the consumer. We offer visibility for local and sustainable shops. And we give insights to the cities. So we work with cities to provide them with data about their retail scene, about the sustainability in the city. So to support them with to go to climate neutrality, or at least try to go this direction. As a citizen, as a tourist, you can use the platform online. It's not an app yet. You can imagine Kosh as a fashion tech company. So there's a lot of technology running in the background, which is mostly EU funded. And for the app, we are still, we're kind of waiting. There's a plan of course, it would be amazing to collect more data also from the consumers. But this is rather like a future plan. The website is built on like kind of 5 pillars. The first one is more like a touristic entrance basically into the world of Kosh. So there's the cities. You can, as a tourist, you can go, let's say you are from Belgium, you go to Berlin. The website is, what is it in English? When you have your tracking, it's gonna see where you are, like location-based, I think it's the word in English, location-based website. So if you go to Berlin, you will see the shops that are around you. And all of this in 5 languages. So we work in English, in German, in French, in Dutch, and in Spanish, obviously, to really get to every consumer that is now in the countries we work in. So the second pillar is the brand index. Basically, we created an algorithm that analyzes brands in 7 themes. That's ethical production, materials and the impact on the planet, circular economy, how long is the supply chain, how is the brand with animal well-being, how slow fashion is a brand, and how transparent. It's basically like 260 questions that go according to the brand size and what they do, that we go through to then feed it into the algorithm, and the algorithm creates this index that maybe is like, you can imagine it like an easy tool for the consumer to make a decision on to buy or not. The most sustainable brands on our platform are obviously upcycling brands that have a small, like very short supply chain. So imagine, of course, the index is calculating every aspect of all the labels and certifications that are out there these days. But we do also consider that brands maybe are too small to actually afford a certification, or that they are doing upcycling and there's no certification for upcycling, or they are supporting local heritage. All these things we take into account, and the algorithm is built in a way that, yeah, in the end, actually the upcycling brands are usually the most sustainable. So yeah, also the smaller the brand, the more sustainable it might be. This is an example of a brand page. So there's always information about the brand. You will, as a consumer or whoever watches, can see the index and can click open all these different themes that have texts and explaining why this is given. Also, we do show the retailers that are this brand is sold in. The third pillar are the stores. So you can, as a consumer, go and filter for whatever you want to buy, secondhand, maybe for kids, maybe shoes in your area that you want to, and then it will show you all the stores that are interesting for you. You can make your own digital shopping route. It's quite small here, but add to route is an option. Yeah, for those that love shopping in this kind of way, this is is an interesting tool. This is a store page. So imagine a multi-brand store has on their page all the brands visible that we already screened. And the concept behind it is that multi-brand stores, with every year of their membership, they get one brand screening. This brand screening, let's say this shop here was giving us the brand screening for Thinking Moo. They said, okay, please do Thinking Moo brand screening. So we do it, and then we put it in a pot, and all the stores that are selling this brand, they will see the brand screening. Maybe another store was asking for the brand screening of mud jeans, so this store can see it. So all this data is interconnected, so everybody in the end profits from the other memberships. So it's building up step by step. You always see also other stores in the area. The fourth pillar we have on our website are the events. This is an example of the green fashion tours, which we do in most of in the biggest German cities for now. We reduced it to Hamburg and Berlin, but maybe Munich is coming again. And we also do it in Belgium and the Netherlands, which this is basically B2B and B2C, like tours to sustainable stores, ateliers, designers, boutiques, more like educational content, basically. The fifth pillar are the blog articles. So here we do present, we have like lifestyle articles that are more showing our members, that are kind of like highlighting different things. I don't know, secondhand shopping in Amsterdam or the coolest upcycling designers in Berlin. And on the other hand, we do also have a lot of really deep research articles on topics like the organic cotton crisis or textile recycling in Germany. It's it's a very wide range of articles. For a little bit of a background, we do have, since 2019, we had over 1 million citizens and tourists using the website. We do have now 699 stores in 25 cities, and we screened over 1,050 brands, which not all of them have this index yet, because it's quite a new thing that we launched just last year, but we are working on it, that everybody gets this. And what's the most interesting, I think, is actually the city projects. We recently started a project with Visit Düsseldorf. Düsseldorf is the first city in Germany that started a cooperation with us, because the dream is obviously that one day the stores don't have to pay the membership anymore, but it will be the cities, because the cities need to support their local retailers. They need to support sustainable scene. So this is something that we're working on. For example, Bruges, the city where Koch started, where Koch is, also has their headquarters, is the city that is ongoing, always prolonging this cooperation. And the retail scene, the sustainable retail scene in Bruges, is actually thriving since they are members, since we are working with them. So there is good examples of that. This is actually working. This is our team. So we are like around 19 people nowadays. Everybody in each country, there is somebody. I'm the account manager for Germany. Yes, there's some tech people that I've never met. And this is our, this is Koch, this is our community.
Thank you so much, Louise. And I mean, the issues of transparency of the chain is discussed so many times, and the certification, which, as you said, is expensive, and there are different also certifications, but for like small, medium-sized enterprises and eco brands, it's quite expensive for them to afford. Also, as I said in the beginning, the lack of verified information for consumers, and the idea for the cities to pay the fee is magnificent. I think it will, it will actually be a political statement for cities to want to support sustainable fashion brands. So I'm sure everyone was thrilled by this presentation, and very nice, and congratulations on the work.
Thank you.
So we will try again. I wanted to mention before we're going on that Musa Collection and Convert Art, which are both Athens-based fashion brands, unfortunately will not be able to join. The one due to a technical emergency and the other due to illness. They notified me like 1 hour ago. So yeah, just wanted to let you know based on the agenda that you know where we are. We will have some more time for discussion. So I'm turning again to Christiana Vardaku, and hopefully now she will be able to present and the issue will be solved. So if you could stop the video here. Louise, if you could stop the video sharing. Louise? Oh, yeah. Thank you. And now turning again to Christiana. Everyone has closed cameras, so I can't see anyone. But where is Christiana? Christiana, open your camera so I can see you.
It's open.
Where is it?
Should be.
Ah, okay. Where is it? Oh, there you are. Okay. So let's try now, and this time it will be possible.
Okay. One second. Sorry, should work. It's asking me to quit the app and reopen it. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to log back in. Sorry.
Christiana, do you want me to do, or do you, I don't know what you prefer, I just saying in terms of not losing you. Are you there? Εντάξει, τώρα δεν μπορώ όμως και αυτή είναι professional τελείως. Λοιπόν. If we could wait for a few seconds and see if it works this time, or else we will go to fitting for all. Great. So let's go with fitting for all. which is a work partnership project by Spain and Italy, aiming to support and encourage fashion system actors to use parametric patterns for on-demand production, along with sharing tailoring heritage knowledge to enhance the circular fashion system. So Sara,
Yes.
or yes, I'll make you presenter and
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm really glad to be here this afternoon. So I'm about to oh God. Yes, 1 second. Just need let me see if it works, or maybe I will have to get out of WebEx as well. Because it's a long time that I don't use WebEx actually, but
we have made you presenter, so it should work.
no,
normally.
it's not a matter of you. It's a matter of my computer because it's a long time I don't use WebEx, so it's not. I have to get out and come back in. So
okay,
sorry.
you too.
So
okay.
sorry.
Okay, we'll wait for you.
I'm coming back in a second.
Okay, okay. Sorry, everybody, for these technical issues. That always happens. Like COVID didn't help us learn to work more efficiently online, apparently. Or still technology is working on its own.
Can I maybe try again? I'm back.
Okay, Christiana, yes, I'll make you presenter, but if it doesn't work, I have the PDF, so we could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So let's try now if it's possible.
Okay.
That is magnificent.
Yay.
Okay. Great. Okay. The floor is yours, and yeah, once Sara comes back, she will also talk. Hey, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So my name is Christiana Verdaco and I'm a natural dyer and weaver. I'm going to tell you a bit about my story. It starts in London in 2014. That's when I moved to London to study textile design. I specialized in print and dyeing. And while I was studying, we had a project about sustainability. And that's how I started experimenting with natural dyes. In the beginning, I was using only leaves and flowers from my garden, some kitchen waste like onion skins. I don't know if you know that they can make mustard yellow and dark green color. Pomegranate skins that make light yellow and olive green color, and avocado stones that make pink and gray. And I love the way colors changed depending on the light because they are alive colors. And I also loved how no matter what combination you made, it always matched, just like in nature, well, where we see all the colors and they just match together. So for this project that we had in university, I actually made the book. It's this, if you can see me. And inside it had samples of different plants and what colors they make. And it's like a guide of how to start naturally dyeing at home. It had a lot of mistakes and there were a lot of surprises that happened, but it's how my love for natural dyes began. This is the book here as well. That summer, so in 2017, I had the opportunity to go to Indonesia for a few weeks, and I was doing a batik and indigo workshop where I was taught by batik master artisans from Indonesia. Indigo is a natural dye that is extracted from the leaves of the Indigofera plant, and it produces a very distinctive blue color. It's the oldest, one of the oldest dyes, and they're actually textile pieces from 6,000 years ago that were dyed with indigo. They were discovered in Peru. And batik is a wax resist technique from Indonesia, where you basically use specific tools, like you can see at the bottom photo of my hands, where in that little pot there's melted wax, and you can draw your design on a piece of fabric, and there, wherever there's wax, it will stay white, whereas the rest will be colored with a dye of your choice. So my final year project in university was all about natural dyes. I used different techniques and different plants that I found in London, and some that were more tropical, so I had to order them online. And I used a lot of techniques like screen printing, shibori, to create different silk scarves. One good thing about natural dyes is that you can only use organic fabrics to dye. So organic fabrics are come either from plants, cellulose, so linen, cotton, hemp, or protein fibers that come from animals like silk, wool, alpaca, etc. There are a lot of benefits in working with natural dyes, and that's why I decided to use them in my practice. Another thing is that they are made without toxins. So you basically have the plant and you boil it and it releases color. The only process that is a bit chemical, we can say, is the mordanting process, where to mordant you use some metals like aluminum or iron. The two that I use, alum and iron, are safe. And actually, after I do the process, I dispose them in my garden and it helps the plants grow. There are other mordants that you can use that I don't use, that are chemical and are bad for the environment. But the way I do it is very friendly. Natural dyes are also very hypoallergenic, which means they don't cause any allergic reactions. There are a lot of studies that show that they're very good if you have sensitive skin conditions, especially eczema. Also, by using natural dyes, you use much less water than chemical dyes, and you can also reuse the dye a few times before it stops giving color. And finally, the wastewater, you can dispose it again in the garden, and it's actually full of nutrients. And the same goes for the plant material. And finally, another benefit is that natural dyes offer better UV absorption in the fabrics. So by wearing naturally dyed clothes, you're actually protecting your skin from the sun. After the university, I went to Southeast Asia for 4 months, where I visited 7 countries, and the purpose was to learn as much as I could about traditional textile techniques. So I did a lot of weaving, natural dyeing, embroidery, applique, batik, and that's where I saw a lot of studios where women work together, and you could see the whole production steps. So there was especially one studio in Thailand where there were 5 women that worked there. The first one was naturally dyeing all the yarn. The second one was weaving the fabric. The third one was designing the clothes and making the patterns. The fourth one was doing the sewing, and the fifth one was teaching workshops and also running the shop that they had with the products. And I really liked that. I loved the transparency. So after my travels, even though I had a job waiting for me in textiles, I decided to move back to Athens and to open my own natural dyeing studio, a place where someone can see the whole process. And yes, that began in 2019. It is the first natural dyeing studio in Athens, and it is a workspace full of colors. We are the first brand in Greece that uses exclusively naturally dyed fabrics to create clothing, homeware, and accessories. And again, as I said, someone can come in and see our natural dyeing kitchen, where we have all of our plants, and we do the dyeing. Someone can see Violetta, who works with me, who does all the sewing. And we also offer a lot of workshops. So the steps in natural dyeing starts a bit like this. So this is me and my team. A lot of the plants that we use, we collect ourselves. So we go on trips, and here you can see us collecting eucalyptus leaves and bark, and also acorns from the oak tree. I also have a lot of plants, flowers in my home, in my garden that I grow myself. We use some of those too, but we also try and get some plants from small businesses and small farms around Greece. I'm also very lucky because I have a friend that collects mushrooms for restaurants, and he collects some of the plants as well that he gives us. And yeah, here you can see some of the plants that we have. We use mostly dried dye stuff, but also some fresh flowers from time to time. The process is very simple. It's very similar to cooking. So you basically take the plant, you boil it in water, and slowly you see that it releases color. And that's probably how people discovered natural dyes. Sorry. Natural dyeing is a constant exploration. It's full of surprises. A lot of things play a role depending on the color. So the amount of water you will add, the amount of plant that you will add in the pot, for how long you leave your fabric inside the pot, all of these can affect the color. And also, even two plants from the same species can produce different colors based on the age of the plant, the pH of the ground, and also even how much it rained in the year. So you are never 100% sure what color you're going to get, which is something I really like. And it is very important to mention that until the mid-19th century, all the colors came from plants before the synthetic ones. And something else about plants is that a lot of them have medicinal properties. For example, indigo that I mentioned before, it is a bush, and they used to believe that the leaves can help you if you have a cut. If you've cut your hand, for example, if you take the leaves and you rub it, the cut will close. But indigo is a very special plant because it needs salt, which it gets from our sweat, and also heat to produce the blue color. So from the blood and the heat from the skin and also the sweat, it is what indigo needed to produce the blue color. So that's probably how they discovered it. Another important thing to add is that natural dyes work only on organic fabrics. So if you try and dye synthetic fabrics with natural dyes, the color isn't actually going to stick. It's going to dye only the surface of the fabric and not the actual fiber. So after if you wash it a few times, and also the exposure of the sun, it will make the color go away. So it's a good thing that we use organic fabrics that are much better for the environment and for our skin as well. In our studio, we use mostly silk, linen, and cotton from producers in Greece. And our collections in general aim to encourage sustainability and conscious consumption, and we're trying to go against fast fashion and the throwaway culture. I do a lot of workshops where I try to explain the importance of sustainability and the importance of using good organic materials. And yes, I think I said everything. We love collaborating with other brands, and we would love to get in touch with you. So make sure that you follow us on Instagram, because we post a lot of behind the scenes of how we do everything. And our studio is very pretty and interesting and fun. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Christiana, for also the detailed presentation on natural dyes, and for managing at the end to present. So the floor now we will turn. Sorry, is Sarah with us from Fitting for All? I'm sorry that until you logged out and you logged back in.
Yes, I'm back. I'm back.
Oh, great.
Thank you. Sorry, I have to be unfortunately quite fast because I have another event in Milano in a bit and I have to move.
Okay,
But if I
fine.
can share the screen, we will see if I'm able to do that. So.
Yes, now you're presenter, so you should be able to do so.
Okay, super, super. Here we go. So please let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes, we can
Okay.
see the screen. That's fine.
Super. Okay, so I'm here talking on behalf of Fitting for All, which is a project that is founded by the second call of World Partnership Project. I'm working with Tevipa and Como Cubrir un Cuerpo, which are my two partners from Spain. Matteo is here also on behalf of Tevipa. And what I want to start talking about is the fact that, we all are talking about sustainability, but sometimes we forget about how we arrived at this point. So we are talking about something that is within our logics of production that we forgot when it started. So during the Second World War, the necessity of making uniforms was so and fast was so big that it brought to the development of sizes. So this worked so well that the designers that found this possibility started to develop garments for the prêt-à-porter, which put the designers as the center of the work of the fashion industry. The necessity of work with the low wages and so on took away the work from Europe. It moved it from our countries towards the Far East, and this brought us a loss of artisanal skills. As we can see from projects here, we are gaining them back somehow. So the new designers are like the core, the heart of this change. And but what is still bad and still happens is the global labor shift, who moved to peripheral countries in order to have cheaper labor. So this is very important. We will arrive to the point and will be super fast. So this global shift is made because of cost optimization, profit maximization, and of course the necessity to find a bigger workforce. This brought to cultural loss, worker exploitation, consumer ignorance on what he's buying and why he is buying this. And on the other hand, we had a technological disruption in the last years, even bigger, and that is against this loss of craftsmanship. So we want technology to be friend of artisans, to be an aid for them. And this lack also of knowledge from craftsmanship also brought to the development of softwares for pattern making, in this case, that is affected by this. So they are still working with sizes, they're still working for the big industry. This big industry is bringing a lot of environmental concerns. So we are mainly thinking about the waste made from production in terms of garments. So 30% is the waste of the materials and 70% is the unsold garments that are added to the waste. So all of this, despite the fact that the consumer feels already part of this being the center of the universe of fashion, but he is really not. And there must be a style revolution that embraces the freedom to express yourself through fashion, and not just buying fashion, but making fashion. And to be able to unleash your individuality, so to break free from from the conformity of industrial production, and of course the sustainable fashion movement. As we are all here talking about this, we want to be there must be a support to the consumer to be able to choose eco-friendly fashion choices. Of course, Kosh is actually a great example, and I really didn't know about that, and I'm going to dive into it. But let's go back to the production. So what is Fitting for All? So it is a platform. So it's an online web-based platform that is actually a digital archive of anthropometric patterns that wants to aim to be genderless when it's possible, of course, and size-free. So we are completely against the fact that I am a 44, you are a 46. We are not interested in that. This platform, of course, has a place to buy and sell the patterns. The patterns can be customizable throughout the platform. So you can find the pattern, basic pattern, but also the designer's pattern, and you can customize it on your shapes, but also with your taste. So you can also change the length and so on. There is training provided. So as I heard, there's many teachers out there in this room. So I'm also a professor, and Jordi, who is one of our partners, is also a tailor, and he holds classes on tailor making and pattern making for anthropometrical patterns. So we are looking also for that, to have people out there know more about this process. And we want people to build the skills. So we don't want to give them just the platform, but we want them to be part of the platform as well. We aim to make diffuse production real. So to have craftsmanship 4.0. I didn't present myself, I will in a second, but you will understand why I talk about this. And of course, we want to look towards natural materials, but also dead stocks and all that is production for sustainability. The concept, so we have the platform and we have one collection that I am developing together with Matteo and Jordi, which is an inclusive set of digital patterns that are anthropometrically designed to be sold online and for made-to-measure manufacturing. And our goal during the partnership project is to define a feasible process between designers, tailors, and pattern makers to be able to fit all of them on the online platform in order to bring this non-sized bespoke archive to be bigger and bigger, so to grow with the community of makers. We have many different skills in our team. I am a digital designer. I work since 2014 in a Fab Lab, and I work both with open source and not open source software for digital design. And I digital cut with the laser cutter all my patterns. Matteo Tevipa is a parametric developer, so he's a coder. He is actually building all the online platform and the online patterns that are on the platform as well, together with Jordi, who is also Como Cubrir un Cuerpo, who is an anthropometric pattern maker and a tailoring training master. And all together, we work in this process. So again, this is some of my projects. I also work in fashion tech design and wearables. And I really think that in the future, there will be many more technological and 4.0 manufacturing places. Tevipa is already online. It's a software for parametric patterns and is the engine of Fitting for All. So inside Fitting for All, there is Tevipa that is developed for anthropometric pattern making. And of course, Como Cubrir un Cuerpo is a place in Barcelona, a sartorial pattern making studio and training place. And Jordi also developed books to teach people how to make anthropometric patterns. So it's a new way to make patterns, actually. So basically, right now we stopped with our process because we, unfortunately, Jordi had a health issue. So these are some parts of the work we already done, physically done together. Also, I went to Barcelona to develop the platform and the process also. Here there is Jordi. And we tried to fit the garments on the model there. We started developing all the different patterns and the different pieces. And also we had to start developing the video courses on demand. So inside the platform, there will be also training, but it's not only streaming training, so online with us or in presence in Barcelona or Milano, but it's also an online place where you can find all the videos. There's a lot of them. Unfortunately, Jordi is not here today to talk about this. He's the main, the one who is developing all this part, but this is something that is really important for the platform. So in the end, what is our value chain? Of course, our main, the people we want to talk to are fashion designers, tailors, pattern maker, they have the garment design skill, of course. And on the other side, you can see the tailor, the seamstress, the citizens, why not, that also have sewing manufacturing skills. And they can all fit inside the Fitting for All platform. We are developing a way to enter the platform in order to get in touch, to put them in contact. Inside of the platform, they can get in touch, but they can also find a place where to have their garments, their patterns. So we have a process on one side from idea to pattern in order to get inside the platform, while on the other side, on the tailor, seamstress, and citizens, there will be a place like a community where they can gather and find, of course, the patterns that they will pay for to get them on, of course, with all the features that we talked before. All this because we are against the production of fast fashion, of course. These are our goals. So thank you. I hope I've been quite clear, even if I was super fast.
Thank you very much, Sarah, and
okay.
for staying until the end. And to be honest, it was a very revolutionizing body inclusivity in fashion. Hopefully, like anthropometric, sizeless, and genderless patterns will be the new, the future, basically. Fingers crossed. But I think many people can reflect on the constraints of beauty and fashion to human bodies, men and women, especially women, for the sizing and everything. We know a lot about the social pressure to fit small sizes. So anyway, I think that's a very revolutionary approach to patterning, to pattern making. Thank you very much. So we've reached the end of our community building event. We would like to thank you everyone for your very interesting presentations, but I would like to open a little bit. I know most of you are tired and it's been 2 hours of screen and discussion and presentations, but if there are any thoughts or comments or any final, any idea or something you want to leave here to the rest, please feel free and, just to take the floor. Okay, everyone is tired, I guess, and wants to leave. Okay, so if you all consent, I will share all the contact info with everyone. If you all agree with that, I think it was important that we came together. Okay, I see everyone nodding. So I think if you're everyone nodding and consenting, I will send an email with all the contact info. and also links to your brands, etc., and the important and valuable work you're doing for sustainability. I really enjoyed this conversation. I think it was magnificent that we managed to bring people from different countries across Europe working on fashion and sustainability. And hopefully, like, this is the idea of making a transnational eco-fashion community. Okay, we have this opportunity to meet even for 2 hours. So hopefully we'll stay in touch, and you'll all stay in touch with each other also at some point. Maybe another future project will come up, will come out of this. I would like also to thank the project officer that joined us, Sabine Taverne, that joined us and at this community building event. Hello. I will send you an email also with a recording. So you will be able to listen to the session if you missed some parts in a presentation you weren't able to follow. You will be able to listen to it, and I'll upload it on YouTube, the EcoFashion channel. So thank you very much, all of us here. I don't know if Mina or anyone. Okay. Thank you very, very much for accepting. I hope you found this meeting valuable and warm also in that sense. And yeah, we'll meet again in another opportunity, in another eco-fashion meeting, or in another sustainable fashion meeting. So let's stay in touch, everyone, and good luck with the valuable work you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.